It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
So for those of you, go get Mr. Leon Muhammad's book. You guys see it. If you want to make a contribution to the Hall of Famer, Ring Magazine guy.
Across the street?
Go to Silent Heroes, SILENTHEROS. So Mr. Muhammad.
Yes.
So you know who did good with that?
My brother. So who you think did good with that, friend? My brother.
Lou DeBella with George Cambosis.
Live every moment like it's your last.
But what I'm saying to you, brother, is that Cambosa
don't wear it.
And who?
If you don't want to die in that place,
and Lou DeBella.
If you don't want those to be your last words,
why do you think they did good?
Live
He's
every
still
moment.
fighting. The motherfucker got 2 hometown fights, even when he lost the belt.
Don't wear it. If you don't want to die in that place, don't go there. If you don't want those to be your last words,
Lou
say
is smart. He's a guinea.
Every moment like it's your last.
He's a guinea. And he get the payday next Saturday night back in New York with Cambosa won the title.
Don't go there. If you don't want those to be your last words.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Lou DeBella is very smart.
Right.
He's a guinea, and he's a Harvard lawyer, former executive over HBO.
Right.
So he's very smart.
Right.
Now, what I will say, Fred, Cambosa filthy rich, because he got all the money from T-Roll, and he got all the money, 2 paydays from Devin, and he got a payday from Manny Pacquiao. Not Manny, from Lomachenko.
Yeah.
So he's rich.
Oh, filthy.
Well, he's filthy rich. So now,
You're fit, Uncle. It's too late.
okay, I guess I get there. So that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that Lou has took one horse, like Butch Lewis did with Michael Spinks, after my brother-in-law James Tudor left, and Lou make a lot of money off this horse. And Fred, you said he can't win next Saturday night, but I give him a chance. You don't give him a chance?
Nah. No chance.
Let me tell you something. People didn't give him a chance against Teleprimo, but he won the title.
Yeah, you're right. Hey,
He
let me ask you. Pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie?
Neither one. I like apple pie. I've been down home. I don't like neither one of them.
Are you serious?
Fred, I used to hate pumpkin pie. My grandmother, now with my aunt, she made something for everybody to like. My Aunt Adela. My Aunt Maddie, when I took her to her first fight before she died in Norfolk, there was a kid named Routes. We put on a club show down there. He was on the undercard of Dubas. So everybody came up from the Carolinas. So she was up all day. She said to me, because my nickname was Bubba. She said, Bubba, you go in there, and I done put the pies in the oven. You watch them. I said, why so many pies? She said, because we got a funny family. And she said, you and your brothers and y'all friends don't like pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie. All y'all like is apple pie and pound cake. So that's why I said what I said. But we have to understand Ludabella. See, a lot of people don't understand Ludabella. Ludabella name don't ring as much, but he don't have the heartache with the headache with Gambosa like you had with Al Heyman and all them fools.
Right.
So he getting less money, but he got less headaches.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I understand how this thing go, and I understand that Lou might get another champion next Saturday night in New York City.
You got a chance.
You don't see it, but Lou brought him here before and took a title from a Puerto Rican. Why can't he take a title from a guy that can't bust an egg? But you said he can scramble him.
He can
So
scramble them. Yeah, that's a fact.
so Lou got another shot to get another world champion.
Play Bob Arum right now because you know him better than most. Play Bob Arum in this situation after he realized the fighter is walking away. What is Bob Arum thinking, and what is he saying to people and to Keyshawn Davis?
Let me say this. My dear friend Robert Arum, for 6 years, Bob heart is heavy laden. He doesn't have the strength at 93 to step in and tell his guys, I'm going to handle this one. His stepson, Todd DeBuff, can't spell boxing, but Bob put him in a position because of his mother. So when you got guys around you that don't know the business part of it, Bob got good soldiers that been with him over 40, 50 years, but these guys never handle the power play. The play that Crawford and them put on them today, them guys don't know how to respond. Bob know how to respond, but Bob don't have the strength. And then his stepson, now the only one that's over there that I fought, the two guys that should have stepped in, but they are not in that department. It's Brad Goodman and Bruce Trampler, who've been with Bob 54 years. Should have stepped in, but he just the head matchmaker. Bruce is 75. Bruce just trying to do something, go on trip him and his wife and just coast on out because he said, I'm done. Like Miss Angie Jackson. Now his stepson, Todd DeBuff, he can't spell boxing with a pencil, but he's in the right position. As long as his mother's alive, he gonna eat from top rank, which he don't deserve. So right now, Bob took a bad hit, man. He took a bad hit for his new network, Amazon Plus. And then he got a kid. What you gonna do with the kid now? He didn't see if the kid would embarrass himself in New York. Then Bob could have took him home and kind of redeemed him. But you can't redeem this guy in home now. He can't even ride off Sweet Pea's name. So Bob took a hell of a hit, man. I feel bad for Bob. Bob's a decent guy. He's been good for boxing. But Bob took a bad hit today, Fred. He took a hell of a hit. I don't know if the old man can recover from this. What you think, Fred? Not with this kid, no way.
Recover?
Not with this kid, Fred.
Nah, I don't think he would have. I don't think he can recover because he doesn't care as much. You know, he doesn't have care. He enjoys still traveling the fights, but it's like I'm not fighting no more, man. Listen, they about our ESPN deal is about to be up. I don't know. He knows where they're going next. I don't know where they're going next.
They go to ESPN Plus.
Oh, you told me ESPN Plus, yeah. So with that being said, you know, I'm just gonna make him pay.
I just feel bad for him because he paid his dues in 60 years of boxing.
Yeah.
He paid his dues. He put on good shows down through the year. He had some bad shows down through the year. But for this kid, to bring this kid home, see, Fred, you don't understand why they took him home. Terence Crawford pushed him. In Terence's deal, he had to go home at least 2 times a year. And Terence pushed it. So Terence told him, if you don't take him home, I'll take him home and I'll put up the money.
See, I'm gonna tell you what we're missing. Bob Arum is so livid with Bomac. When I say he is livid with Bomac, like Bob Arum was shaking yesterday. Like
I know he
Bob,
was.
I know Bob. I've been around him 20 years. Bob is
My
shaking.
grandson was telling me about it. My grandson was at the weigh-in
Oh, he
because
was.
I called Brad and said, let my grandson weigh in. So when I do my interviews next week, I'll know what went on. He said, no problem. So he said, call your grandson. Some people said, call your grandson and tell him to meet us at the front door of the school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
man.
it's sad, man, to put this old man in a position. But Fred is payback from what they thought that he didn't do for Terence or did to Terence.
Man,
That's
listen,
why
I
they did
know it
that,
is.
man.
Bob is livid, right? He said, this motherfucker got me, dog. I'm about to make him pay. Listen, Keyshawn Davis is his next fight will be by the letter of the contract. How much are you supposed to get paid? Oh, you're not a champion no more, huh? Oh, you're not defending your title, so there's no bump ups, there's no step ups in your contract. You're getting $200,000 for your next fight. What you gonna do about it?
But Terence can,
Oh, you see all
but look
these.
at this though. But he got a manager that's filthy rich. He can say, we can walk and just pay you.
No, 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 no.
They can walk.
Bob gonna take it to litigation like he did Mikey Garcia. Nah, 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 nah.
But listen, Terence got enough money to fight it to the end.
But that's 2 years. You're not
Yes.
gonna take 2 years off a 25-year-old kid.
Oh, listen, under the law, he can still fight, but he got to pay Bob. Bob, whether he in litigation or not, that money goes in escrow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
So
with the
the
Ali? Yeah,
kid
I
can
understand.
still fight.
Yeah, I
He
understand
can
that.
still fight. Bob can't stop him from fighting under the Muhammad Ali Act.
Man, they gonna
And
put an injunction in on him. Man, listen, they gonna put
they
an
can put
injunction.
an injunction on Bob's cut and see if Bob win the case, he gets his cut. But
Mm-hmm.
Bob can't stop Terence from putting him on other people's shows.
Bob livid. I should call Bob Tuesday, man. I know he livid. I know he's
Oh, yeah,
livid.
he's hot, man. He's hot. I got a call from a guy down there that works with the commission. He's not big in the commission. He just takes care of the medical for the commission.
Mm-hmm.
He said, OG, brother Captain, he said, if Bob was 60 years old, he'll send you to get them foods. He'll send you and John Ali to Herbert to get them foods. I said, damn, Bob, that man? He said, Bob was steaming.
Oh, I
He said,
know. I
that dude
know.
was steaming.
I know Bob. Bob. See, Bob
Listen,
ain't been vindictive in a long time.
see, I know. Had it have been 10 years ago, Bob was about 70 or 80, he'd have reached out for me, man. He'd have reached out. But see, he's not going to reach out now because he know I'm close to them guys. And he knew I would go talk to him, but I wouldn't make a move on him because he know me and Terence tight. And I'm good with both Max and I'm good with both of the grandmothers. So he knew I wouldn't make a move on them from a street standpoint. But let me say this to you. Fred, my grandson said you could see the steam coming off that Jew head. I said, damn.
I know
He said,
so. I
Papa.
know so.
He said, Pops. I said, what's up, little man? He said, Mr. Am. He said, if this had been 20 years ago, he said, your phone would have been ringing. And Herbert Muhammad, he said, Herbert would have still alive. Herbert got a call as soon as it went down.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Fred, my grandson said, you could see the steam. He said he would have killed Bo, man. It ain't funny, but Fred, Bob should have known this was coming.
No, you
He
can't
should have
predict
known.
this, man. When you gotta
Totally.
fight and making
He
a
should
career
have,
high payday. Nah, you won't.
listen,
Go ahead.
no, but he should have knew that they were going to pull something down the line because
Right. I
they
agree.
didn't like how they left the door.
Right. I agree.
But see, Bob, when Terence left, Bob should have said, go ahead, take your fighters with you. In reality, Bob left himself open for something like this to happen. Am I right or wrong now, Sam?
From from a vindictive street perspective, yeah, he left himself open. Right, for sure.
When Terence left, he should have said, take your fighters with you. I'm releasing them.
Yeah.
Or cut a better deal, said, we're going to redo the contract.
Yeah.
So,
That
in
would
a sense,
that would have compromised Terence. Terence didn't have the money to do that.
see, after the Sphinx fight, Bob and them couldn't deal with him because he got a lot of money. So now that he got a guarantee for damn near 50 or 60 million for Canelo, he's really listen, man.
Oh, you can see it in Terence Crawford. Like he's like you can see it like how he's doing interviews now. Like he's above any question.
Yeah, because see, I told him in New York when he disrespect and because I say this on air and I hope him will get this Champ, I didn't like how you talked to that boy's sister. Because if any Negro talk to your sister like that, or Bowman's sister, or your daughter, or your young daughter like that, or your niece like that, you're gonna have a problem with it. So how he talked to that boy's sister, I felt that was disrespectful. I'm saying it, and I love you, Champ, but that was wrong, bro. When you're wrong, I'm gonna tell you. And your mom and your father and your two grandmothers should have told you. You don't talk to nobody like that, and especially women. Cause nigga in the street, they're gonna crack you in your head. So, I mean, especially in New York, if you did that in Brooklyn, all them Puerto Ricans, you'd have had a problem in Brooklyn.
Right.
But you do it in Manhattan, at the Manhattan Center, a place that they never should have had the press conference and the way and stuff at. It was crazy. But Fred, I told my guy, I said, well, why you take a picture of Bob's face so me and Fred could have talked about it?
He should have, man.
He said, Pops, this Jew the steam was coming out of his ears. And he said, man, 20 years ago, he decided for Bomax. Because he know Bob, a smart Harvard lawyer, he know that they got him back yesterday for what they thought that he did wrong to Terence. They got him.
Well, yeah, and they thought that Sampson fighter would take the money. You get what I'm saying? Like they got him back, but they didn't expect this results.
See, what happened was they didn't know that Sampson was a seasoned renegade Muslim on the down low, coming out of 25. They didn't know that Sampson was seasoned. Sampson got a free payday, and his fighter's still #1.
That's a fact.
That's crazy, Fred.
That's a certified fact.
And Fred, in the reality, Sampson played them.
Oh yeah, Sampson played them. Bob would have had to break the bank. Bob would have had to break the bank, man, and Bob should have.
But see what Sampson did, being the good human being that he is, and know how he came up hard after he left us. He had to struggle for a few years until he found some fighters overseas that believed in him, that believed he could get him a title shot and make it better for his family. Sampson struggled. So he said, listen, I'm going to get my fighter this $400,000. We going home. I'm going to get my cut, pay my bills, and me and my wife going to eat good until the next.
Right. That's a fact.
And first, Fred, I argue with you about that extra 50%. Then when I added up, you was right. Because he wouldn't have got but 80 after Sampson got his cut and the government got the rest. He wouldn't, if he got 80, I'm saying more about 65 more.
I agree.
So in reality, Sampson did good for his fighter. It's good to see another day with a free $400,000 plus plane fare and the food they had all week. So Arum lost about 600,000, but all the plane ticket he lost about another 15-20,000.
Man, he lost, man, and the resale of the ticket sale because people aren't going to the fight now because those 2,000 or 3,000 tickets that's the day of, they're not gonna get sold.
Even unless he dropped the prices down to $25, he must still go.
Nah, they ain't going, dog.
I mean, so some of the guys that done paid to get the girl hair done, they would say, hell with it. Yeah. Tickets down to $25, $40 or $50. They went down. They done paid to get the girl hair done. They might well go into the fight.
Right, I agree.
They got their nails done. But Fred, I mean, this kid is done, Fred. Not as a fighter, but done as a markability for a major fight. He's done. He can never get, and there's no way to market this kid now. Like you said something earlier, Crawford gonna make money. Crawford can give him $200,000-300,000. Take care of your family. Look out for your parents, and go ahead on.
Right.
I'll take after each one of your fights, I'll take out 15 to 20,000 of my money back. I'm gonna let you eat, but I'm gonna take my money back little by little.
Yeah.
And now he ain't got no money because he ain't fight. I don't know if he got it. I don't know what he made when he fought for the title. But Fred, that's sad. You train and you don't have a payday for your family, your wife, your girl, and your children. You don't have a payday for them. You got to get some money off your brother if Terence Crawford don't give you no money.
Yep.
And I don't think your brother I don't think his brother making more than 50 tonight. If he's making 50.
Man.
So it's sad you the champ of the world. You got to borrow money from your brother because you didn't want to make weight. That's sad, friend.
Yep.
That's sad.
Yep. It's awful.
And when we look at it, friend, now you know if he'd have been my fighter, you know what would have happened, right?
Oh, for sure.
He'd have got his head cracked in front of everybody at the way in. You're not going to jeopardize me eating and jeopardize your family eating,
right?
Just because you don't want to go say, listen, Mr. Barco, let me go to the gym. Let me go to the steam room and see can I get off as much as I can, and I get the most of it off, and we sit down with Mr. Sampson and try to work it out.
$58 is the cheapest ticket right now.
$58?
Yeah.
What was they when you was talking to your family a couple weeks ago?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't remember?
4 seats, $678. That's the most expensive.
But they ain't gonna get that tonight, Fred.
Hell no. Hell no. The streets are mad, man. The streets are livid, man. Them motherfuckers selling t-shirts are livid. Them motherfuckers done printed up 500 t-shirts and not one. Man, listen. Everybody mad. Man, listen.
Yes.
See, I have a level of common sense. I remember Don King told me a story. He says, man, I don't mess with the dudes selling t-shirts. Leave them alone. They got to make their money. I'm pretty sure you know that story better than me. But yeah.
Yes. Don would tell me, right? He said, Big League, listen, man. Leave them guys alone, man. He said, I noticed you don't bother your guys out of 12. He said, them guys out of 7, Baltimore, leave them guys alone, man. Let them guys eat, man. Let them get their money.
Right.
Because I would tell them, I said, listen, man, y'all got to break us off, man. How y'all selling and don't get it? But see, I never took no money from them. I said, man, all the girls working in the office, man, get them 5 or 10 shirts, split them between the girls in the office for their family. And Don said, don't do that. Let them guys, he said, the girls want something, I'll just get them some. He said, let them guys keep that little bit of money they get, man. Because they flew out here, they got to get a room, they got to get their money back that they hustled up to come to Vegas with. And then, and Don never bothered from that second last home fight. I didn't bother them. But when it came to Michael Spinks, Butch said, hey, man, Don do what he wanted, but if they got Mike shirts on, picture on there, I'm getting my cut, because that's my fighter.
Right.
That's how Butch was, man. But if it was a Don show, and it was all Don's fighters, even though Butch was co-promoter,
right.
it's nothing we could say, because it was Don's show.
Right.
So Don, it was right. He told all us, me, Duke, Dirk, and Aaron Snowell, do not bother them guys selling shirts. Leave them alone, let them hustle. Even in Vegas, Don said, listen, he would get the security. These guys working for me. These are my t-shirts. Don King's production. And then Don would say, when you finish, just walk in my office and walk out. They'll think you coming to turn in the money. So at the Riviera and Caesars, nobody never bothered nobody. No, we had some problems when we went to the MGM Grand. They told Don, said, they can't hustle on our property. So Don said, what if I take the fight somewhere else? So these are my people, they work for me. So they said, well, they can stand on side of MGM Grand and do the t-shirts and the hats and the buttons, but he can't do it in the front. So Don went with this. So he's a big daddy. He's called me Big Daddy. He's a big daddy. He didn't see me tell Carl. He said tell your captain to keep them guys on the side because the MGM Grand was next to the Tropicana.
Right.
And so, but we never, they ain't been a show at the Tropicana, and God knows when out in Vegas.
It's gone now. It's gone.
The Tropicana gone?
Yeah, so it's gonna be for the Oakland A's. It's gonna be a baseball stadium.
The Oakland A's coming to Vegas?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the Bay Area ain't got nothing now.
Nah, the Bay Area is struggling though. They got the 49ers though. They got Golden State Warriors. So how would Don King react to Keyshawn Davis? And Don King's prime. How?
Ask me what Don King. Ask me which one now. The Don King that had Ernie Shaver and Larry Holmes, or the Don King that had Julio Chavez when he was in his late 50s?
The one in his prime, late 50s. What would he do with Mike Tyson, Chavez, all them guys?
See, with Mike Tyson, he was in his late 60s.
Late six. Oh, he was older. You're right. I'm sorry. I stand corrected.
So you got to say during the days of Salvatore Sanchez and Larry Holmes, the early Larry Holmes, and now, if it was Don King, the Rum in the Jungle, Trey Manila, he'd had problems. He'd have been on the shelf.
Wow.
He'd have been on the shelf, bro.
Damn.
That's how this is. You see what I'm saying, bro?
Yes.
So Fred, Don, see, guys that did stuff to him, they would never do it to Don because they know his reputation. He got in the game, coming out the penitentiary with 2 homicides, then cracked some heads. Fighters watch what they said or did to Don.
Right.
See, they figure Am's a white boy. He's a Jew. He's a lawyer. He ain't gonna come at him on the street standpoint. He's gonna come at him with the books and the ink pen.
Right.
Don gonna come at you from a street standpoint.
Right.
And that's why a lot of fighters didn't rebel against the So that's why a lot of fighters didn't rebel. But the days of Ali and early days of Ernie Shaver and his brother in the late 70s, early 80s, Keyshawn had a problem out of Don. He might have got smacked upside his head for being stupid. Don wouldn't hurt him or nothing, but he smacked his head. Boy, get yourself together. You causing me money and causing your family money. Don would have got on his phone and called his mother, Mama Davis. This how you raise your boy to disrespect himself and disrespect his team? Don would say, Mama Davis, I'm cutting you off. You can't get no more flights or free tickets when I do decide to fight him again. Mama would have got on him because that's stopping her money. See, Don always used the mother to keep the fighters in line. If I don't fight your son, then you can't eat.
Right.
Don said, I said, fighting 3 times a year. His contract said twice a year, and that's what I'll fight.
Right.
This game is bad. Once these lawyers and major fighters becoming managing fighters, the game became bad, man. The game became bad. The game is horrible. Since you got in the game, man, let me tell you something, Fred. Since the lawyers became managers, these hotshot lawyers, and these fighters that made a lot of money, like our brother Terence Crawford, fighters think they can do what they want to do. They ain't got to train. They ain't got to be honorable to themselves and to their spouse. They just, because when you got your manager doing something crazy, you think you can do it crazy.
Right.
So I look at it this way, man. I just feel bad for Bob Arum because I know people gonna say, like Terence Crawford said, I'm a top ranked lap dog. All that is good, But the man been good to me. The man been good to boxing, had his up and downs. But Keyshawn Davis better be glad the John Ali's and the Murad Muhammad's and the Akbar Muhammad and the Herbert them ain't around because he had a real problem.
What would John Ali have done?
John Ali cracked him in his head.
Really? John Ali was a head cracker?
He could get it done.
He can get it done, yeah. Facts.
He could get it done. And I don't give it to that rat bastard. He had some soldiers out there in Chicago that would listen to him. And plus he had some police would crack him in the head. John Ali was very smart now. I don't agree with him because he was a rat, but he was smart now. Well educated. He would beat Keyshawn with the pencil. Because he knew coming out of Norfolk he ain't well educated. And he ain't trying to get educated. So what I'm saying to you, Brother Praise, is that this was a disappointment to the boxing world. You got a world title fight, like you said. People save money to take their girl, take their spouse, or take their wife to a show, and the champion lose the title before you get to the show. That's sad, bro. I've been in the game 60 years. I'm a Hall of Famer, a ring magazine icon. This is bad, man. This is bad, man.
Man, you like all them titles before your name, huh?
Hey, bro, because I made it. As we leave and move on to the next subject, top rank, I pray for you. I don't know how y'all can be afraid to be in barbershop.
You ain't praying for nobody. Cut it out.
Listen, I'm praying for the kid's family because you gotta understand this boy I think he got a child.
Yeah, he got a child.
And I'm praying for his child, man, because that his child don't grow up to be like his father. Disrespect himself, disrespect his body, and disrespect the people that's around him. See, you got to pray for people praying that don't know no better or don't try to learn how to do better. So I'm saying, even though I'm a head cracker prayer, I just got some God in me.
You better have all God in you.
And you better see my nephew, because I'm almost at the Muslim restaurant.
And they ain't got nothing to do with me how long it take you to get there.
I'm gonna jump on a plane and come see you.
Well, feel free. Feel free.
And you know I can come see you. You know I can touch you. Let's not get it messed up. You know I can reach out for you.
Well, reach out and touch someone.
The only thing I don't reach out for you because I love your two children.
Oh,
and
yeah. I know.
I don't want them to have a father with a black eye. Going to the basketball
I don't
game.
think I can get a black eye. I'm so dark. You know what I mean? But anyways.
Yeah, you is dark, but Fred, we're going to move on. What's next?